Hi, it's Meredith. I'm here with our message for Thursday, the 9th of April, 2020. We're using Bonefire Tarot for our message today. A little bit of a card bonanza for us. Two from the bottom of the deck. The first is the moon. How appropriate in this big, beautiful, super full moon in Libra. I hope you're enjoying it. This is connection to your intuition. This is a message that just keeps coming in repetition for us. And the feeling, though, as I look at it today, it may not be as clear or quite as heightened as it has been in previous days. Now, some of you may be feeling completely opposite that. That's fine. Yours may be extra heightened under the full moon. It seems, though, intuitively as I look at it, excuse me, that the messages are there, but slightly murky. Coming with it is, Eight of Cups. So we have some eclipse energy here on the card. You almost always see an eclipse on this particular card. And the Eight of Cups is... it's a movement. There's movement in it. There's momentum for sure. The message at the core of this card is moving from fairly good circumstances to even better circumstances. So the intuition, for some of you it will be murky, for some of you it will be heightened. It is connected, though, to some of what you were sorting during the last eclipse. So check that out. If you keep a diary, if you keep notes about these things for yourself, flip back to those days and see what kind of progress you have walked through, walked on from, walked on with since that time. And it may bring any murky intuition that you are having at this time into brilliant clarity. And for those of you who are having a heightened intuition, experience the same, okay? We'll probably come back to these cards, but let's get into the others. The first is Death card. Yeah, transformation. Simultaneous endings and beginnings on this card, of course, you know it. And the Death card has been showing up in an interesting way, either with the Queen of Cups or the High Priestess, or like this arrangement here with the Moon. The Death card has been instrumental in recent months for us in clearing anything off the foundation that no longer has a purpose for us. It's outlived its purpose. It's time to move it on. So we may be feeling this type of Death card energy in the transformation, allowing energy to pass, to flow, to... I'll stick with flow. Allowing something to flow away or pass out of, off of our foundation. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, we saw the Wheel of Fortune yesterday, and you know, I refer to this card as the Divine Delivery System, and that's just it. Here it is. We have this beautiful intuitive moon, which will light up and highlight, like the Queen of Cups, like the High Priestess, what's on the foundation that doesn't necessarily serve our purpose at this time. And again, for some of us, we'll have a very sharp vision for that, and others it will be a little bit more challenging to come to clarity with. The clarity will come, though, and as we sweep away or allow energy to drift off, pass off of our foundation, then we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in. Again, Divine Delivery System, bringing something of our karmic destiny to our foundation. My feeling here too is that this is something that's long been in a manifestation process for us. I've been feeling this for days as I've looked at the cards, and it's been so long in a process for us that we have forgotten aspects of what it was we were manifesting for. And we're starting to see evidence of these things, and there's also a great discomfort that is rising up in that. And the Death card is, you know, it's the great equalizer, but it will make you very uncomfortable, which is why it's one of the cards that we cringe over in tarot. There is likely some kind of discomfort. I've referred to it often as a bittersweet energy. You're taking the bitter with the sweet. The sweet is that there's the simultaneous nature of what's going on with the death card. So while you are receiving something that is so sweet to you, the bitter part is that there's something moving off, passing on from the foundation, and you may still have a fondness for it. And ultimately, what is dropped on the foundation for you is much better than a higher quality, a higher frequency of, right? There are gifts arriving out of eclipse season. That's the feeling I have here. And let's see where the Wheel of Fortune is going. Yeah, right into the Ace of Swords. So as I was saying, some of you have a brilliantly clear vision in the intuitive energy of the moon and its contrast, the light that it provides a contrast for. And it's a pretty significant contrast because we've got eclipse energy here on the 8. So we are seeing things that we haven't seen, for, come up out of our intuition. And here on the Wheel of Fortune, she's blindfolded there. So it is absolutely inner vision and it becomes brilliantly clear. And do note that this Ace of Swords has an eye right there in the center of it. So this is your inner eye. It's a divine and cosmic gift. It's a universal eye on you. And it is blessing you with everlasting strength. Because this leg of the journey in the cards is not for the faint of heart. And, pardon, if you're doing the work, the spiritual journey work, you are probably shedding some tears at the moment. Yeah. We have 3 cards that came out next. First is 10 of Swords. Yes, Ace of Swords, 10 times over. This card is called the Fallen Master, but there's a new horizon, which is exactly where we're headed on that 8 of Cups. We are headed for that new horizon. So we have some vultures sitting here looking over this fallen master, and no energy goes to waste is the message of their presence. No energy will be wasted. Here we have yet again another beautiful moon. So in the light of the moon, we see something that's come to fulfillment, and we're going to take the very best of all the brilliant clarity that's been offered to us in this 10 and be grateful it's a 10, because 10s are fulfillment. They are completion. So you are complete with this part of it. It's not necessarily simple. It's quite complex, actually. And that's where some of the bitter energy comes with the sweet off the death card. Coming with this is the 2 of Swords. Yeah, being at an impasse, and yet another blindfold here. See, we are deeply looking within. And it is taking a tremendous amount of our focus to look at all of what's rising up in the light of the moon, in the light of our intuition, that's coming back for a bit of a rebound and a smackdown on the eclipse energy there with the 8. And it's worthwhile because I think we saw the 8 of Pentacles the other day, if I recall correctly, and that's doing the work of your soul. And we are looking at, peering at, intuitively seeing some of the more challenging aspects of the journey. And there's a great letting down, a great letting go. And in that letting down, letting go, you're making way for what's rolling up next and coming with it. Oh yeah, look at that. 3 of Swords. Another great cringer in tarot. And this is pain, loss, and sorrow of the past revisited in the present. And this is something that we're purging, and there's great progression here because we have the 2, then the 3. But we do run it all the way to 10, so this isn't something that's sticking around for a long time. And we have the Ace of Swords right in the center of it all, which is so beautiful because aces have the ability in tarot to neutralize the more challenging energies of difficult cards. And certainly we're seeing that in the Death card, the 2 and the 3, and the 10 of Swords. These are not, again, they're not cards or energies that are for the faint of heart. Hope you can see all these. I know I've got a glare spot there. Anyway, Then we had 4 other cards just drop right out. And I do not typically take them. I tell you that often. And every now and then my guides pop in and encourage me to keep them. And that's exactly what happened here. And so when I asked what their purpose was, it was to greater define what was going on here with the 10. I didn't know what these were at the time, but it was to greater define what these cards were. So let's see what's unfolding there. Our first is the Tower. Yeah, there it is. It's exactly it. You have, this foundation was unstable. You had something unstable and it has come down. And you've had quite a heavy hand in the bringing down of this tower. I think the universe has probably given it a good solid nudge too. So that's there. And this is an aspect of the bitter energy on the Death card, but it is also an aspect of the sweet energy that is on the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon for what is coming in its place, coming in its stead, we'll say. Then we have the 7 of Coins. This comes back to what I was saying earlier, that there's something we've long been in manifestation and affirmation for, and it's been such a long period of time that we have forgotten part of it. But what we're seeing here is a ripening, a blossoming, and a becoming. And I love that it's coming right after the Tower, because once the Tower's down, now you see all this blossoming. What's on the vine? What's in your harvest? It's not quite ready, though it is there. And that's something to celebrate. And you're walking toward that on the 8th. Next, we have the Knight of Cups. Good. More momentum, more movement. We have it here in the Wheel of Fortune. Where's it all going? It's going into the Ace of Cups that the Knight of Cups is carrying. So this is a greater sense of self-love. This is a greater love that you are feeling in other relationships in your life. Your bonds are deepening and strengthening. We've seen that message in repetition for a couple of weeks as well. So this is great movement here. And where's it going? To the Emperor. Excellent. Wisdom, experience. You know, the Emperor doesn't mess around. He's generous. He's delightful. He is absolutely wonderful. But this dude is efficient, and he knows he knows how to take all of this intuitive information that's flowing in. He knows how to embrace what the Death card is taking away and bringing. He knows how to be in harmony with the flow of the Wheel of Fortune, and that gives him brilliant clarity all day long. He is the fallen master who got up and walked on. He is the one who found reached an impasse within himself and settled the score by taking a look at pain, loss, and sorrow of past experience, and then applying that to the cracks he discovered in his own foundation, so that this new blossoming and becoming could move right into the Ace of Cups, a divine and cosmic gift of pure love and bliss and joy, right? This is on its way in, and it's connected to that 7 of Pentacles. And there are aspects of that, as I'm telling you, that we have overlooked for a period of life experience, and now they are revealing themselves to us. So this is, I have another deck that I don't ever actually use in daily readings, and it's one I created myself. And in that deck there is a card called the Star of Hope, and that is the card that I see right here. And it's everything you've dreamed for, but better than you've ever dreamed it. It's how the universe puts its touch on it, and that's what I feel is happening here, and the Emperor knows it. So while this may feel bitter and sweet simultaneously, while your intuition may be brilliant in one moment and murky in the next, and you know you're walking on, but you don't exactly know where you're going, but you're flowing with that momentum, you do know that you are going to come to an emperor-style energy, ruler of the realm, not a kingdom, not a queendom, the whole realm, the empire. This is where you're headed, and this is worth the journey, and this is worth the bitter and the sweet. So if there is something that is falling away for you at this time, and you are mourning it, you are grieving it, you are revisiting the pain, loss, and sorrow of it from another time, you have your eyes on also what is flowing in. And this is something more magnificent than what is flowing out. Okay, angel answers, questions, inquiries, a confirmation, a fresh message. Yeah, here it is. Look at that. My favorite of favorites in this whole deck. It's the happy that makes the big changes. So while you may be having some less than happy moments, they are inspiring you to make change because you will continue to choose happiness. We see this message in these cards so often. That's something you can lean into and rely on. Another one. Again, no need to worry. That is giving energy to a sucking void. So come out of worry. Come into happy as best you can. Trust your journey. Trust yourself. That was yesterday's message. And it's still here, encouraging you. Next. Be assertive. Heck yeah. We're not lingering here with this 3 or this 2. We aren't. We are being a witness, and we are honoring what is rising up off that death card for our attention and our intuition to see with brilliant clarity through our intuition to clear up what's been murky for us. And make decisions like an emperor. Yeah, perfect. Listen to your intuition. Allow yourself to be guided. Trust your heart. I feel like we need one more. Communicate clearly. No verbal clutter. Don't be vague. Be direct with your own self, how you speak to the universe, how you express yourself in general terms. And if you feel that someone may not have understood, ask the question, do you understand? And this card is also about being a great listener. Not just hearing the words, but listening too. Okay. Affirmation for the day. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Absolutely. And you're seeing that process here in these cards. It's really beautiful. Take the opportunity to do the reflection. It's worth it. All right. Our spirit animal for the day. What little creature wishes to speak to us, inform us, educate us? Rabbit or hare, whichever you prefer. So see what rabbit spirit wishes to share with you for today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful Thursday. Peace, love, joy, blessings. Namaste. See ya.